Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. For pricing questions and for sales, email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing an ultra flat, or I should say extra flat, model launched in 2011 from Richard Mille. This is the RM33 Extra Flat, a round watch and a thin watch. It went against the grain of RM design back in 2011 and remains an enduringly appealing timepiece for those who prefer not to wear the big blocky RM tonneaus. This watch manages to pull double duty as a sporty timepiece that is also dress viable. So you can see it's broad at 45.7 millimeters in diameter in rose gold. It's 7 millimeters thick as I measure it, and from lug tip to lug tip it's 52.6 millimeters. The timepiece has a wonderful curvature to its underside, so though it is an immense timepiece, 45.7 is no shrinking violet, it does have this curvature to the back, as with the RM tonneaus, that makes it more agreeable to a small wrist like mine. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. We're going to zoom out a little bit, take a look at the watch relative to my full arm, and you can see there's absolutely no trouble fitting underneath the cuff. The watch, although large, is not overbearing. Normally, a watch of this size, I would say 17 centimeter circumference wrist, but for the way that the lugs on the underside are curved and cambered, I'm going to say you could wear this watch on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters in circumference, and you can see I do have a little bit of clearance on each side. It is very, very thin. Taking a quick look at the strap, it is a factory piece from RM. Vulcanized rubber, you can see it's a matte finish on top, and it has a little bit of a hollow on the flank, so it matches the design profile of the case band. On the underside, you can see it is RM branded, and there's a little bit of a hollow molded into it so that wrist will be better aerated. As you can see, this is a brand new, ungouged, uncrimped RM factory strap. We have the G&F Chatelain design RM leaf spring deploying clasp, a combination of rose gold and titanium. The leaf spring ensures that it snaps shut when you start to close it and holds itself resolutely shut even as you wear this watch for, one must presume, extreme sports, because you are a Richard Mille customer, so your life must be exciting. Now, the timepiece will make your life exciting even if it is not otherwise. There are many exciting details. We have the same evacuation of the profile of the buckle that we have in the profile of the strap and the profile of the watch, so there's excellent design parallelism here. You can also see the use of RM's signature spline screws. You'll also find them all over the case. You can see that screws and bars used to hold the strap in place, so it is very secure. The strap is also a conforming profile, so it matches the curve of the case, but also the slope of the lugs. The bezel is held on by spline screws, and the top of the bezel has a vertical satin finish. The edge has polished details, and you can see the same is true of the case back. We have vertical satination in the recesses of the case, and you can see little columns that contain the threaded stalks of the spline screws. The timepiece includes a little gold cabochon on the end of the crown, and then the remainder of the crown, which is satin and polished, is in ceramic. It is a push-down crown, 30 meters water resistant, so a sporty watch, but not an aquatic sports watch. Now, there is a sapphire that goes over the primary dial, and you can see that the dial is basically one and the same as the grade 5 titanium Titanite blackened main plate of the watch. If you look very carefully, you can see that there are actually two sapphires here. There's the one that goes overall, and then there's one, if you can see, there's almost an ovoid, a dark pattern around the center of the dial. You can see where the hour track is actually mounted. It floats on that second sapphire, and then there's a little clearing around the hands, the motion works of the movement at center. The hands are Dauphine style, satinated on their top and micro-beveled on their edge. We may as well do a loom shot so you can see that the watch is quite well loomed. And then we'll get a little bit closer so you can see some of the details. And here you can really see that second sapphire and the boundaries that it creates. Appreciate that the movement is skeletonized, so you can see some interesting features like the balance and the escapement through it. You can also see the motion works, and this isn't one of the RM push-down multifunction crowns that has a conventional keyless works and clutch, as you can see in action right there. The components of the keyless works are particularly well finished. Now, you also note that the watch only uses clear sapphires, no synthetic rubies. On the reverse side, you have a Richard Mille caliber based on a Vaucher micro rotor. It is a RM XP1, as they call it. It's an automatic winder with a platinum micro rotor that sits on ceramic bearings. It's got a 42-hour power reserve, pivots on 29 joules. It's adjusted in a chronometer style, 5 positions, 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate, and it's free sprung for durability to better take and hold that 5-position chronometer style adjustment. Now, you can tell that this is a Vaucher movement. We'll see if I can get this in, because you can see a little Vaucher star on the base plate. The movement is handsomely executed, skeletonized, and in grade 5 titanium. It is super light, so that helps to basically brace it better against shock. It has some shock-absorbing mounting points. You can see there are 4 anchors that attach the super light and skeletonized movement to the case. All the wheels are satinated, and as you can see, the barrel is also open and partly skeletonized, like the movement, so you can see the mainspring coiled in the barrel. The watch does not feature hacking seconds, but that's not a problem because it does not feature a seconds display. A rare and eminently wearable RM. This is one you can actually wear underneath a cuff. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.